finish this up. Just around. Why don't we go to that? Why don't we go to that station over there? Since we've already got the ship we want, at this point it's just getting as much money as we can. So we need a little over 2,500 more to get level up. And normally I would attempt to max out everything, but before I go on to the next mission, as in I would attempt to get as many nanobots, max nanobot shield batteries, the maximum weaponry and whatnot. But for you guys, I might just decide to go with what I have when the next mission comes up. Because I might, after I finish that and the recording session, I might max up a bit beforehand, and I'll just make sure that I record if I'm about to hit the next level. So, yes. So you might have noticed that this is a somewhat similar design to the Freeport station. There are a lot of stations that have relatively similar designs. It's just the way they are. So, doesn't mean they actually have anything to do with each other. So, for now, we'll go ahead and sell, so you notice now we have West Point Military Academy added onto our commodities list. So you might have noticed that each of these is different. Here is an average sell price, and Pittsburgh would probably be a little either average or just into green. But again, unless there's a huge difference and it's relatively nearby, I tend to not care so much. Alrighty, we're gonna leave that alone because at this point, actually, how many of those could I? How many class 3s could I buy? We're gonna disconnect that and put it there. We're gonna disconnect that and disconnect that. Put that on top, so that way those class 2s are occupying. Wait, I might have misread that. Nope, those can be class 3s as well. Okay. Buy that. We do not currently have enough money to buy it. I believe we ought to have enough if we sell some of this. So we'll go ahead and sell that because ammunition price does not change. That is another thing I like. So we'll go ahead and sell that and buy the Justice Mark III. So we now have 2 class 3 guns. This is a little bit closer to my preference, which is generally maxing out the classes. That's just the way I roll. So we'll max out the countermeasure flares we have, and if you might have noticed, once again, our current worth has gone down, because the guns, when we bought them, the sell price is significantly lower than the purchase price. So, sorry that might be a little bit longer before we go on that. Whoops, my bad. We'll go ahead and ignore that. Check the job chart. Ooh, at 2,900 capture. And it's not as good as that. So we'll go ahead and do the 2,900 capture. Get some more money and possibly just max out with the level 3 guns.
This is the Navy, Omega 17.
This is
Freelancer, Alpha 1-1. You don't mind if I scan you for a little contraband, do you? We've uploaded the mission waypoint into your nav map. Refer to it for more instructions.
You might have noticed that there was that bit.
There's nothing here I want.
Oh, they were still scanning me. So, that is a game feature. Certain pieces of cargo are considered contraband. And in some cases, there are a few items that are contraband in some areas that aren't in others. If they find contraband, they demand you drop it. If you don't, they will attack you. However, you can actually ignore it, and it will give you some time to get away before they actually open fire on you. And I like to abuse that as well when I carry contraband. Contraband usually sells really well.
If you want the boss, you're gonna have to come through me.
We read that your primary target's not there. Keep fighting until we can pick it up again.
Alrighty, so, might as well tell you a bit about these guys right here. These are Liberty Rogues, general criminal scum, and all that crap. They are currently flying Bloodhound ships, which are light fighter. And what's really unfair is that this is like a level 12 purchasable light fighter. It is just fairly unfair.
Breaking a sweat.
It's a lot more valuable, but you can't get it unless you're a criminal and you're a decently higher level. But you can become criminals in this game. So I suppose it doesn't really matter who I shoot at first. I'm gonna kill all of them anyway. I only have to kill that one guy and then track him in, but unless it's really hard, unless it's like a really high level difficulty and I'm not having the best, then I tend to destroy everyone, because that means more potential loot. Another thing is that, oh crap, I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so I've now tracked everything into this thing, and go back. Oh, I was going to say something, now I can't remember. Dang it. So yeah, I could have just killed the guy that I was supposed to and then ran, but very often it's very hard to run, because later levels enemies will generally have cruise disruptors. They almost never have torpedoes, but they'll occasionally have missile launchers. They almost always have mine launchers, though they don't always use them. And in later levels, they will almost always have cruise disruptors, which means that they will prevent you from running.
Understood. Your request to dock is granted. Proceed to dock 3.
But at the same time, they will also only pursue you so long, so if you can manage to survive, even if they're pursuing you with like their thrusters and whatnot, then they'll eventually give up and turn around. So. Alrighty. I haven't actually... Oh, that sound right there means I got the money. Woohoo! Alrighty. Sell those. And buy these. I don't have enough money. Huh, I could have sworn I would have. Sell those. Buy that. I could have sworn I would have had enough. No. Okay, I only need to sell 3 of those. Alrighty, so now I have... Here those. I had... fudge. So that... There are going to be some slight differences, if you notice, even though they're both laser cannons and whatnot, but they are... But, the Rogue one does slightly more damage, but it comes at a higher energy cost. I'm going to go ahead and just ignore it for now, because otherwise, they're the exact same thing. Buy that. And we've still got a ways to go. Alrighty, so at this point, I think we're going to transfer areas because I know the, where you can buy the heavy fighter for Liberty.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1. This is West Point Academy. You are cleared for launch. Good luck out there. Didn't think so.
So,
okay, you're clean.
It's over here in the Norfolk shipyard area.
This is Navy Alpha 7.
Generally, heavy fighters. They're generally military based heavy fighters, and those ones can usually only be found aboard a faction's battleship or battleships. The battleships will only sell like high-end military stuff. Generally, battleships are where you find the best of an area, best combat stuff of an area. So, if we go to the battleship in the New York system, then we will find the best available military gear for the New York system, and potentially even Liberty Space, but that is not all necessarily true, as New York is the easiest area. So because it is green, it means I can dock on it. Later on, though, there will be a script thing that will say you are allowed to, but it's like access is restricted.
We're full at the moment. You will be cleared to proceed when it's free.
But generally, it's if it's green, you can dock. If it's white, you can dock. If it's red, you can't. So here's where I could buy the heavy fighter. The problem... Oh, no, I can buy it. I can just straight up buy it. Okay, I did not know that. So, we're going to go ahead and transfer that, because light fighter shields and heavy fighter shields are not... can't be put in the same ship. We'll sell all the countermeasure flares first. Still need another 5,000. Crap. Shoot. Even if I sold all that... Okay. Change of plans. We're not buying it for this time. We'll buy it after the next mission. But ouch. Okay. Wow, only level 1s. Okay, we're gonna accept the one with more. Because we want to try and get that. I want to try and get that heavy fighter ship. Heavy fighters are my preference.
And
I'm not selling any of my actual equipment.
Okay, you're clean.
I will not sell any of the equipment I actually have because oh, screw that! I'm taking the trade lane. So this is another one where it's like because it's closer to this end of the trade lane than the other, it's doing the same thing. So I'm saying screw this. I'm taking the trade lane. It will go way faster than any cruise. I cut off about 20 kilometers. So, much closer, and much faster to get there. So we'll do this, and we'll try to buy that heavy fighter before the next mission, because, again, heavy fighters have more armor, more powerful shields, and better and more weapons, and more effective powers systems.
You're no match for me.
You're in range of your target. We've marked the ship for you, so he'll be easy to find.
In turn, however, heavy fighters do lose maneuverability. I generally find that with the AI, it's not that. The AI doesn't...
Objective destroyed. Mission commission out.
The AI doesn't really require it. I prefer having the heavier shields and armor. So, oh right, that might have been what I was going to tell you way earlier. Yeah, if you don't notice, my thoughts will pick up like that. So, if you notice when we were fighting, that little red cross on them, that is a targeting assist of sorts. It allows you to fire at the point where the majority of your shots, not the really slow-moving shots, but like my Justice is, they would hit. If you fire at the cross, they will hit the target. You can't fire directly at the target and expect it to hit if the target is moving. So, and just some of the I love getting bits and pieces on this game because of stuff like that. You don't shoot at the target; you shoot where the target's going. The targets in space can move without the engines cut. Slowing up and speeding down, I would assume would be closer to braking and whatnot than actually cutting your engines. It doesn't. Unfortunately, everything in this is a bit static, so not everything is like scientifically accurate, but it is fairly good.
Roger that. Please stand by. We're full at the moment. You will be cleared to proceed when it's free.
So that guy was there first, so he gets to dock first. But because I'm the player, the player gets to cut in line. Whoever is not currently docking is not behind me.
1-1. You are now cleared to dock.
I don't believe that would be the case if it was anything like realistic, but meh, whatever. They didn't get any of that. Alright, let's... Oh, right. We're going to see if we can buy the heavy fighter now. Oh! I got a turret in that last fight. As well as another gun. Transfer those. Just transfer all that because we can buy it back in whatever order we deem it most important, and I don't feel like taking the calculations at the moment. Okay, buy the ship. We have now bought the heavy fighter there. Okay, this is just because I am a little bit OCD on it, but I'm gonna de-equip that from there because it is because if you notice on the ship, they'll actually show you where they are, and the Drail looks different than the other ones. So therefore, I like having mine as symmetrical as possible. It's a bad habit of mine. Right, we want to see how much. Okay, it will cost 8 credits to repair the turret we bought. And frankly, the only other chairs I could buy would be lava blades, and I don't really want that. Okay, so let's see. We could buy 7 of these, so we'll buy 4.
Loaded into
and 3.
cargo hull.
Luckily, those are some of the most common items dropped by dead enemies. So, next we would need to buy a cruise disruptor or a torpedo launcher, and a mine launcher. So, unfortunately, cruise disruptors are not sold in this area, and torpedoes are even rarer. So, we'll have to wait on that. However, we'll next aim for the seeker mines. And let's see what my value is now. My value is... okay, not bad. Considering how much I spent right there. Alrighty, we're gonna go for, let's see, either the assassination or the destroy ships. We'll go for the destroy ships because that means that I believe that we will end up destroying more ships, or at least... Oh, shoot, that's gonna be far distance.
Freelancer Alpha 1-1.
I should have looked at the
This is
location.
Navy Omega 12 to Freelancer Alpha 1-1. I'm commencing a scan on your cargo bay for contraband. You're all clear. Nothing unusual.
Enemy ships will be at the mission waypoint. See the nav map for further details.
All right. This is our stop. Thanks for your help. This is OX.
So,
17.
let's see. Once again, the cockpit change, and I love that. It's just some of the level of detail that really shows how much the creator cared about the game. And given I've been keeping track of that spiritual successor, Star Citizen, it's been being made for. They've been making it for years at this point. But frankly, I think it'll be worth it, given what he had hoped to do with Freelancer. There are a lot of like user-generated content, user-settled planets, user-created space stations that you can dock and trade with, a user-driven economy. And I know that's probably, and I know part of it's going to sound a lot like EVE Online, but there's also like things like citizenship.
This is Liberty Police, Zeta 5 to Freelancer Alpha 1-1. You don't mind if I scan you for a little contraband, do you?
I don't think they're going to be completing that contraband scan. And yeah, I know it sounds a lot like EVE Online, but I'll be honest, he's already... Oh, so that's something else I didn't notice. So you might have noticed right here, these guys are Xenos. Those guys would normally be hostile to me, but because I am on a mission, they are not. Very often, when you are on a mission, it's very rare otherwise. But usually when you're on a mission, normally the people who are hostile towards you will not be. So these guys would normally attack me on sight, but because I'm currently on a mission, they will not. It's another one of those nice little bits that I enjoy because it means that you're not necessarily sidetracked if you're really trying to earn money. Granted, if I had come here without having a mission taken, they wouldn't have been here. And if you're on a campaign mission, you generally won't run into any ships unless they're supposed to be there.
mess with the Viper, and you'll get the fangs.
Hostile ships in range. We've marked them to make them easier to spot.
So yeah, now that I've got multiple weapons and a heavy, and since I'm in a heavy fighter, I'm dealing with damage way faster.
Good job, but you're not done yet. There are more hostiles at the next waypoint.
And this is one of the ones that decides to have multiple waypoints. Okay. That happens occasionally. Sometimes in ones where you're fighting a specific target, they will make a run for a new location, and things of that sort. Also, you notice if I cut my engines, it will eventually slowly slow down towards 0, but it will not necessarily be. It won't hit 0 for a while. So, like if you're going normal speed and you cut your engines, someone going normal speed will eventually catch up to you. It's a way to make sure that I think that you don't like abusing it the way I do is not quite as effective as it could. It is not like completely overpowering.
You did it. The area is clear. Well done. Mission Commission signing off.
Alrighty. We are just shy of our goal here. I'm going to be a little... Okay. We're going to go back and buy that mine launcher. Oh, we have a lot of potential sales. So I also noticed something about commodities. I'm not sure if they... what they are valued at when they're in your cargo hold. I'm not sure if they're valued at their lowest potential, and that if you sell them at higher than the lowest possible amount, then it will increase your score, or if they're at average and selling them below average will subtract, and selling them above will add to it. I do know that ammunition generally is counted as the same. Weapons is counted at your is counted at the sell price, and same thing with equipment. Nanobots and shield batteries are priced like what? Okay, that was weird. This circle didn't go off. I haven't played this a lot since I got Windows 10, so I'm not 100%. So there might be some mild errors here and there that I haven't noticed. Alrighty. So this might be it before we hit the second mission, or we might have to take one more job. Alrighty, you know what? I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking that when we buy the equipment, I want to at least max out nanobots and shield batteries before we go on this next mission. Possibly countermeasure droppers as well, but I do not want to go on this next mission with low nanobots and shield batteries, because this next mission is definitively rougher than the first one. And I know that's kind of obvious because a higher level mission, and that with better equipment and whatnot, it should be easier. But I have found it extraordinarily hard with lower levels of shield batteries and nanobots.
Request to dock is granted. Please proceed to dock 1.
And while theoretically I might be able to find some while on that mission, I don't want to have it. I don't want to take that chance. So we can just buy the mine launcher right here. Go ahead and sell that. Just buy this.
Loaded into cargo hold.
Buy that.
Loaded into cargo
Oh right, I forgot to sell that stuff. We'll see how much money I've got after this. Sell for 40, sell for 8, sell for 16, sell for 24. I'm slightly under, but since I believe I've only ever seen the minimum be 2,000 credits, the next mission will hit us on the max, and so I'm pretty sure the next mission will start off the next one. Let me see, how many is the max though? 14. You know what? Let's sell the seeker mines I've got. And and we'll just buy one of each right now.
Into cargo hold.
That way, because I don't use mines all that much, I prefer having them as special insurance. Oh, wow! Wow, I haven't gotten nearly as good. Let's go over. Let's head over to
Freelancer.
Let's head over to the
This is
West Point. Because West Point seemed to have a lot better missions than the Missouri here. So maybe it's because it's located right next to the Badlands, which is actually one of the hardest places. You do not just go straight into the Badlands when you've just started out. It is low. Your sight is reduced, your sensor range is reduced, and it's home to the hardest group in the New York area, the Outcasts. Now they're not necessarily tougher in terms of like weapon class and whatnot. It is their weapon type. You haven't got to see very much since we've only had like one weapon type and one shield type. But there are 3 different shield types, and there are multiple weapon types that are different. Plasma, I believe it's plasma and lasers that do the same whatnot, but the weapons I have are laser class and do weakest damage to graviton class shields, which are the most common shield type. Now, the Outcasts have weapons that are actually strong against graviton-based shields, which means your shields generally die way faster against a similar level Outcast than a similar level
This is
Rogue.
Navy, Omega 4 to Freelancer, Alpha 1-1. Stand by, I'm scanning.
So, unfortunately, generally fighting Outcasts early on is a lot harder. Now, once you end up leaving New York, it kind of starts being more varied because once you end up leaving New York, it's
Freelancer Alpha 1-1.
you'll have lots of different weapon types, which means their shields will go down. It might go down faster. You'll have
Enemy ships will be at the mission
you'll be able to buy different shield types as well, which means that the weapons that used to be very effective against you might not be anymore, and stuff like that.
I'm scanning your cargo bay. You're clean.
Alrighty. So this will be able to get me about 13 nanobucks shield batteries, and I need about 16? I might have to sell some countermeasure droppers. Or I might get some equipment and other loot stuff that will get me the extra bit I need. Here's the open. And that... why didn't that close? Okay. So, after this, we will hit Mission 2, and it's not where the real story starts kicking in. I mean, there's already been bits and pieces of the overarching story that have made it in the first mission, and obviously in the intro. But the story but Mission 2, while it doesn't actually start said mission, Mission 3 is where it really picks up.
I'm going to use what's left of you to grease my ship.
Hostile ships in range. We've marked them to make them easier to spot.
But Mission 2 will also start picking up portions of it. Real. Make some more. Start asking more of the questions. Start introducing more of the some other incidences and whatnot that will start coming into play really quick. And it's... shoot, where's the next guy? There he is. So normally you don't see things until they're at 2.4, but when they're mission critical like this, they might come in from farther away. I'm not sure why they're spread out like this. This is... okay, it's not unheard. I have seen this sort of thing before, but it's a lot... it's not normal. Maybe it's because they killed the other guys too fast? I don't know. Oh, so I picked up couple shield batteries and nanobots.